Kugan Kestis IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at ELLAND Road here. Finally announced recently, Josh Warrington will challenge for the world title against Lee Selby May 19th in this very place.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what you've always wanted.
Yeah, destiny is unfolding right in front of us. You know, a few years ago, this ship had sailed and it was never going to happen. My opportunity was gone. I was never going to fight for the world title, but I hadn't been gifted it. I've earned it, and a world title at ELLAND Road. I feel like it's meant to be. I've dreamt this many times. I've thought about it many times, and here it is, Kugan. You know, I just got to get in gym, train, and everything else will take care of itself. I am meant to win the world title here on May 19th.
It's been a lot of back and forth over the last sort of 18 months, 2 years between yourself and Lee, and you've kind of had to force yourself into the position where the fight had to happen. Do you believe that that's the only way that the fight would have happened?
Yeah, I think so. But then again, sometimes it comes down to timing. I mean, he's had a bit of frustration and fights falling through, and that's why I just believe that this is just meant to be. I know I keep banging the drum about it, but you know, things like his fight falling through on the day of the weigh-in, and then you know, him not getting matched up, and then not having the best of performances, and this was just things are meant to be, and he had no choice to go anywhere else, did he? I mean, let's be right, we could have had any other world champion here and it sold. The fact that it's him just adds a bit more spice to it.
You said in the press conference that Lee had been disrespectful towards your fans, something he denied in the press conference. Can you sort of clarify what was said?
He's a bastard, because many times he's gone on social media calling. I've seen it on Facebook, Twitter. Deluded football fans. They ain't got a clue. They're going to see what boxing's about and understand what it's about. Don't slag the fans off who pay their hard-earned money and come watch the fights. You know, you can't tell me that 80,000 went to watch Froxham Groves, or the 90,000 go to Wembley to watch and Joshua were all hardcore boxing fans. They're just fans of boxing. The fans are getting behind one of their own. The fans of Leeds, and they come out. Support me, and they're making hostile noise, and you know, you've seen it yourself when we fight at the arena. They're all hanging over barriers. They're in there with me. You know what I mean? They're throwing every punch with me and taking every punch, and they've been coming over the years. And you know, for him to go on there, I find it very disrespectful to talk about him like that. I would slag his own fans off, but I was down there in London over a week and he didn't got any. You know what I mean? They must have gone in a taxi. So.
Do you feel like the people that come to watch you sort of get unfairly criticised and branded as just football fans?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Because you know, you type into Google "we hate." First thing comes up is ISIS. Second thing that comes up is Leeds. You know what I mean? What is hated as much as ISIS? What does that tell you? Do you know what I mean? Nobody likes Leeds. There's old stigma going about from 70s, 80s about dirty Leeds and the dirty football team and this and other. But it seems to have stuck. You know, football teams all over the country, even when we're not playing them, they're still saying we all hate Leeds school. But we thrive off that, we like it, we enjoy it, and I've got a big following here in Leeds, and yeah, they don't get unfairly treated, but I think there's I think that has an effect on like my achievements and what I've done. It's only because he's a ticket seller, he's got them fans behind him, but it's far from that. You know, in early days I had to go away fighting other people's backyards, and it's only over progression and them coming along and supporting me that you know we are where we are.
Despite all the talk, you all know that Lee Selby is an excellent fighter, and this is going to be a difficult fight for both of you. So how much of this home advantage for you being here with your fans is that going to count? How much of a difference is that going to make on the night?
I mean, he talks about talking about you know, he's boxed in O2, big crowds are there, and he's boxed in Belfast, but this is different. You know, there's going to be like 30 to 40,000 here. It's going to be noisy. I mean, there were a handful of people here today, and he rattled him. You know, and I know on fight night you try and get in the zone and stuff, but when you're walking out, that takes you out of the zone. It gets in your head, it messes with you, and he cracks then. There were a handful of people in here, and he cracks then. So what's it going to be like when there's, like I say, it's going to be hostile as assault, and on match days this can be in right hostile environment, so I don't know how he's going to hold up. I really don't, but we shall see on May 19th.
I remember that night you won the Commonwealth title in Hull, was it? In Hull.
Yeah.
And you've answered every single question There's been, even the fights that have come around. Oh, this will be a test for you. We'll see how good Josh Warrington is. You've answered all his questions, but this has kind of led into a bit of a make or break situation for you on the 19th. Do you agree with that or not?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm coming into my prime. Like you say, I've always done what I've had to do, and that's kind of had its pressure in itself, because it's been a case of, it's going to be after the next one. It's going to be after the next one. So I've always been looking to just get the job done. But now it's all on out, and it is my chance to show that I am one of the best featherweights in the world, and I do belong at that level. And I can't see nothing other than just winning the fight. So I don't see it as all or nothing. I just see it as I'm going to make my announcement, and it's the next chapter of my career.
And obviously Frank Warren delivering for you what I'm sure you talked about the first time you spoke to him, that this is what you wanted, and he's delivered that for you.
Yeah, we had a phone call like week after I'd signed with him, and we had a good chat, and he said, what can I do for you? I said, listen, I love it if you got me a world title shot, Frank. I was desperate at that time. I were highly ranked in all world governing bodies in top 5, but there were no lead onto a world title. So I said to Frank, if you get me a world title, if you can get it Elland Road, what a bonus. And he's delivered, so I'm thankful for that.
Just finally, you mentioned the likes of Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg, who've both got big fights coming up. Scott Quigg taking on Oscar Valdez, and Carl Frampton obviously against Daenerys. But again, I know you're not for a moment overlooking this fight on May 19th, but there are potentially some equally big fights.
And that's brilliant for British boxing.
Yeah.
Go on, Kogan, finish the question.
That's the statement I was making.
It's good for British boxing, and from there on, not just them names, the world's around Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, the division is booming with top talent, and so it takes a good fighter to win a world title, and I'm glad to be part of it. And like you say, there's some potential over the next few years, massive fights to be had. Imagine us going over to Belfast to fight the likes of Carl Frampton or Scott Quigg. It's booming, and that's what's good. It's healthy for the sport, so I'm glad to be part of it.
Prediction for May 19th?
Josh Warrington win, and I'm confident in saying I'll knock him out.
We'll definitely look forward to it. Josh Warrington, thank you very much for the IFL team, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you ahead of May 19th. Best of luck in camp.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.